Imagine you are designing a structure and after running your analysis in advanced concrete design, you see the dreaded word failure. But why did your column fail? And more importantly, how can you fix it? Now, if you are a civil engineering student and a beginner in Stat Pro or an aspiring structural engineer, this video is for you. Today we will break down the reasons behind the column failure in this RCDC or let's say advanced concrete design, the meaning of failure diagnostics and how to resolve these issues one by one. So, by the end of this video, you will understand the different types of column failures in RCDC, the reason behind these failures, and more importantly, how to fix them with the practical design solutions. Welcome back to Civil Nirman, where we turn complicated structural engineering problems into practical insights. So let's dive in. See, understanding the failure diagnostics in RCDC is very important. It provides a failure diagnostics report that tells you why your column has failed, but it does not show the exact calculation. So as an engineer, we need to understand this particular failures types and manually verify the calculations. Now there are 5 main types of failure in RCDC. The first one is the axial failure, second one is the joint flexural failure, third one joint shear failure, fourth detailing failure, and the last one is the rupture failure. Now let's go through them one by one with the simple explanation and their solutions. So let's understand the types of column failures and their solution. So the first one is the axial failure. See, this appears when the average stress in the column, that is your PU upon AG, exceeds 0.4 FCK value for the maximum axial force from the seismic load combinations. Now what you can do for this? See, here is the solution. See, either you can increase the column size or use higher grade of the concrete. The second one, joint flexural failure. Now see, as per clause 7.2 of IS 13920, the column should have at least 1.4 times the moment capacity of the beams meeting at the joint. Now if it doesn't, the joint flexural failure occurs. Now what is the solution for this? So here is the solution. Either you can increase the reinforcement in the column, increase the column size, or reduce the beam stiffness by reducing the beam size or provide partial moment release. The third one is the joint shear failure. See, as per clause 9.1 of IS 13920-2016, the shear strength of concrete in the joint must be checked. Now, if the joint cannot handle the shear stress, the failure occurs. For this particular, what you can do? Either you can increase the column size or use higher grade of the concrete. The fourth one is the detailing failure. Now this happens when the maximum diameter and the number of bars allowed in RCDC are not sufficient to reach the required reinforcement percentage. Now what's the solution for this? So here is the solution. You can allow a larger diameter for the reinforcement bars or increase the number of bars that can be adjusted in the zone, or else what you can do is you can go ahead with the rebar settings in RCDC. The last one is the rupture failure. See, this is a modulus of rupture check as per clause 6.2.2 of IS 456-2002. Now, if your axial tension in the column exceeds 0.700 FCK, RCDC flag it as a failure. Now, what's the solution? See, for this particular, it's just a verification check. If your column is in tension, you have to reassess your load combinations and structural layout. Now let's understand all the fundamentals with one practical example. Let's take an example. Suppose we have a column size of 300 mm by 600 mm with M30 grade of concrete. Now after running the analysis in RCDC, we see the axial failure warning. Now let's check how you can do this manually. So let's say if we have the load data like this, where 1800 kilonewton is your ultimate load and you have gross area based on 300 by 600 mm as 0.18 meter square. So what will be your point FCK? It will be around 12 megapascal. Correct? Now you can check PU upon AG. Let's say 1800 divided by 18, 1,80,000, it gives you 10 megapascal, which is less than 12 megapascal, right? So this means that the column is actually safe. But what if your PU was higher? Let's say 2500 kilonewton. So in that case, your stress will be, if you recalculate, it will be around 13.88 megapascal, which exceeds the 12 megapascal, causing failure. To fix this, either you can increase the column size to 400 by 600 mm or you can go ahead with the higher grade of concrete. So basically understanding this diagnostics in software is very important for the engineers, and here is the quick recap. What you can do is identify the failure type, check the reason behind the failure, and apply suitable design solution as discussed. Now if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more structural engineering tips. Let me know in the comments what topic you want in the next videos. See you in the next video. Till then, always remember, don't just learn software, learn concepts. Thank you.